Hey Risha, this one's for you. You asked me a question the other day, and I kind of brushed you off because I was in a big rush, and it never sat right with me because I never want to do that to people. And so I'm making a video because I think that's the easiest way to reach you. Hopefully, you see this video. If you don't, that sucks. But even if you don't, then this is for anyone else who needs it. But I hope, Risha, that you're watching because this video is for you, and it's my apology for brushing you off that way because I think it was quite rude of me. The question you asked me was effectively, if I remember correctly, it was along the lines of, I'm doing everything that I can to reach my goals, but now I feel incredibly lonely. What do I do? And this is a problem that I had as well when I was first becoming quote unquote successful. I don't think I'm there yet, but it's a problem that I had as well. And I want to break it down for you in a way that helped make me make more sense of the world, and hopefully it'll make sense to you as well, Risha. So there's this idea that I heard from someone named Alex Hermosi. He's like a very big businessman, very popular YouTuber. But he said something along the lines of, there's a specific period in your life that we would call the lonely chapter. And it's defined as a period where you are making achievements or doing things that mean that you no longer fit in with your old group of friends, but you still don't have the accolades and achievements to fit in with the new group of friends. And this period of time is the most lonely period of time that anyone will ever face, especially for someone who is a high achiever who works incredibly, incredibly hard. Because there will be things that your current group of friends will not approve of, or they'll think that you're trying too hard. I'll give you a real example from my life, right? When I first started making like money, right? So this is the easiest analogy that I can give you because money is an objective measure of someone's worth, more or less, right? Like this thing called net worth, right? We call it with money. There was a period of time where I was in university and I had this group of friends from high school who I hung out with all the time. Like we were really, really close. We went through a lot of stuff together. And I was very much chasing the idea of like, I want to make as much money as I can for a very specific period of time because that'll help me identify if I actually value money or not. And so I was very obsessed with it. And I was working very, very hard for these things. I was building things, I was working with companies, I was doing consulting work. I was pretty much doing as much as I could to earn as much as I can because that was a way that I can measure like, hey, if I reach this, will it actually help me fill the void in my hole, in my heart, right? Very poor way to do it. It was an experiment that I did knowing it was an experiment, right? Shocker, it didn't actually mean anything to me, but that's a story for a whole other day, right? Um, there was a period where I no longer fit in with this group of friends because the things that I desired, they didn't. And they would eventually, it's just that they weren't there yet, right? They were very much just focusing on gaming and living the uni life and whatever it is, going clubbing, going partying, all that stuff. I was never a part of that. I never enjoyed doing that stuff. And so I no longer fit in with my old group of friends because I stopped having the exact same for like preferences of things as them. I stopped playing video games. I stopped going partying. I was never a party person, but I stopped partying. I stopped playing video games. I stopped hanging out after class and stuff. I just wanted to go home and do my work. And that meant that I couldn't associate with them anymore. It meant that I distanced myself too much from them. And the toughest part was that I didn't recognize that for the longest time. And so I would still try and interact with these old group of people. And I would talk about the struggles that I had, just like how I'd always done before. You know, you probably are doing the same thing with your group of friends. You're talking about the struggles that you're having and trying to build a connection with them. And the more you discuss the problems you have, the more you slowly start to realize and identify that you don't fit in with them anymore. Because you're in this weird liminal space in the middle where it's like you were here, you want to get here, but right now you're here, right? And that dissonance, that difference is what caused the separation. And so what happened to my group of friends was that they actually started talking very bad things about my behind my back, and they started almost kind of sabotaging my connections with other people, and they were not approving of anything that I had done. And I pretty much became an outcast, unfortunately, in my group of friends. And so there was this extended period of time where I just didn't have that many friends. And I'm going through that again as well. You know, I have different goals to my current group of friends. And so I'm distancing myself from them as well. And again, I'm going through another lonely chapter, and that's okay because I recognize it now. But I think that's what you're going through right now, Risha. And I think that once you get through it, if you get through it, which you will, because everything will pass in time, then you will recognize that the actual friends that you need to keep are the ones that support you unequivocally. They're the ones that support your wildest dreams and tell you, I believe in you. I don't know how you're going to get there, but I trust you will. Those are the ones that need to have your back. Those are the ones that you should take with you. Those are the ones that are trying to wish you the most amount of success. And so I would ask you, really, objectively, look at the people in your life right now and think, do these people actually want the best for me? Or did they only want the best for me when I was still on their level? Not as a superiority complex thing, but just objective. Like, do these people genuinely want the best for me? Or are they just putting up with me and hoping that I don't supersede them? Because if you think about it, for me in my life, what's always been true is my parents wanted me to surpass them in every way. So my parents would always have my back in any venture that I do. If I told them I wanted to drop out of high school, they would be like, well, that's a stupid idea, but if that's what you think you should do, then by all means do it, but make sure you have a plan. Thank God I didn't, but I trust that my parents would do that, right? And so you need to find people like that in your life, and they don't come easy. They don't come easy at all, but you need to work and build yourself up to that level. So right now, Risha, you might be thinking, oh, but I'm doing all the things. Yeah, sure, but you don't have any evidence of it. You're just someone who's doing the stuff. Where are the accolades? Where are the reps? Show them to us. And then once you show them to us, that becomes a part of who you are as a character, and then you attract a new group of people based off of that. And that's how friendships work, by the way. You know, there's a very small subset of people who are genuinely wishing for your success through and through. And when you find people like that, do everything you can to keep them in your life. It sucks that they're not the people that are with you right now. And I'm sorry that they're not the people that are with you right now. But I know if you're watching my content, you're probably watching a bunch of other motivational speakers and stuff like that as well. Take on their advice, read widely, keep doing the hard things, and eventually things will get better. You just need to keep pushing through. And once you do that, you'll find that you'll get a new group of people. And then when you transition again, it'll happen again. Anyone with big goals, anyone with huge aspirations goes through this. I don't think there's a single businessman that I've ever heard of who has achieved anything in their life who hasn't gone through this intense period of loneliness. I've cut so many relationships with people that I thought were good people. I've lost partners who I thought were going to be with me for life because of the work that I do. And that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make every single time because the mission that I have, the goals that I aspire for mean the most to me. And so I hope you can get through it, and I know you can. And for anyone else going through the lonely chapter, keep at it because it will get better eventually. Risha, I hope that you see this video. And if you don't, that's okay because there's going to be at least a couple of people that see this video as well. And I hope that you know that this lonely chapter may last for a long time. I hope it doesn't, but it may. And you might feel like no one has your back right now. But wholeheartedly, I'm wishing for your success. And I hope you know that when you're going through your lonely chapter, I'm right there with you. That's it. That's the video.